Hey, this is Steve from Flowmaster. Today I'm happy to introduce our new Delta Force performance intake for the 2014 and newer Chevy and GMC trucks and SUVs, both equipped with a 6.2 liter motor. But please check our website for more details. Now, these new Delta Force performance intakes have a black powder coated heat shield, reinforced silicone couplers, all stainless steel hardware, anodized fittings, and all systems feature an ultra-trick looking durable cross-linked polyethylene intake tube with a nice Flowmaster logo right in the center. Along with the large high-flow conical shaped filter, it's an 8-layer cotton gauze air filter, ensuring that it will trap more dust and dirt particles than your typical 6-layer filter. Now, these are 100% direct bolt-on to the vehicle, and they're backed up by a lifetime limited warranty, protecting your investment and giving you peace of mind. Now, the tools for the job are a pair of pliers, Phillips screwdriver, 5/16 nut driver, Torx T15, a ratchet, an extension, 10mm socket, and a 5/32 Allen key. All Flowmaster products are dyno tuned during the development phases for maximum power gains and efficiency. Now, how about you? I'm ready to get this installed in this GMC here. Okay, we're in the shop today. We have a 2015 GMC Sierra. We're going to get this old intake system off and put on the new Delta Force performance intake. So let's get started. Okay, first we're going to go ahead and disconnect the sensor, remove the wire loom from the airbox, go ahead and remove these two breather hoses. We're going to go ahead and loosen up the clamp at the throttle body, loosen up the clamp at the airbox. We're going to remove this as one unit and then remove the box as another. And then underneath the airbox, we're going to go ahead and remove the bottom mounting plate. Okay, first we're going to remove the sensor. We're going to pull up on this red tab and then go ahead and squeeze it. Then it unplugs. And next, we're going to go ahead and remove the wire loom from the airbox. You just got to pull straight up. Okay. Okay, next, we're going to go ahead and remove the breather hose on the passenger side. We're going to press down on this gray tab and then pull it right off. Okay, next, we're going to go ahead and remove the driver's side breather hose. We're going to press down on the gray tab. Go ahead and remove it. Okay, next, we're going to go ahead and loosen up the clamp at the throttle body here. Now we're going to loosen up the clamp at the airbox. All right. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and remove the intake tube assembly. We're going to wiggle it off the throttle body and then also pull it off the airbox. Next, we're going to go ahead and remove the breather hose here at the valve cover. It's going to have to rotate it and then press down on the gray tab and then go ahead and remove it. Same thing with the driver's side. We're going to go ahead and remove the hose. Go ahead and push down the gray tab, pull straight up. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and remove the airbox. This simply just pulls straight up. Next, we're going to go ahead and remove the 4 bolts that hold down this mounting plate. There's 1 right here, there's 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to go ahead and reuse those bolts, and that's what's going to bolt down the new Delta Force performance intake heat shield. Okay, we got our old intake system off our GMC. We're ready to go ahead and start assembling the new Delta Force performance intake. But first, we're going to go ahead and remove the factory sensor off the stock airbox. We're going to go ahead and reuse this sensor. Okay, we got our Delta Force performance intake laid out on the table. We're first going to start off with the heat shield. We're going to go ahead and put on the air filter adapter. And with the supplied hardware, go ahead and bolt this down. Okay. All right, next we're going to go ahead and install the heat shield gasket. This may come in excess length, so you may need to trim it to fit your heat shield. We're going to go ahead and start down here in the bottom corner and just work our way around. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and install some parts onto the intake tube. But first we're going to start off with the anodized fittings. They're going to go in these 2 ports right here. Now you want to make sure you put some Teflon tape on your threads. And go ahead and screw these in. And then make sure you have the orientation pointing back towards the throttle body. Now I'm going to go ahead and leave this loose so I can allow for some final adjustment once it's in the vehicle. Okay, next we're going to install the factory sensor into the new intake tube. But first we're going to go ahead and peel off the factory gasket. Go ahead and set this aside. Now in the kit, it's going to come with a new supplied gasket. So we're going to go ahead and just slide it on to the sensor. And with the new supplied hardware, we'll go ahead and bolt this down. Now when tightening down the sensor here, you want to make sure you tighten it down evenly so it allows a proper seal. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and put on the reinforced silicone coupler. Now there's two couplers here. There's a bigger one or a smaller one. The smaller one here is going to go over here by the anodized fittings. This is the throttle body side. And then the bigger coupler here is going to go onto the heat shield side. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and bolt down the new heat shield to the factory mounting points of the vehicle, and we're going to reuse those factory hardware. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and drop this right down. Okay, we're going to use our factory bolts. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and install the intake tube. We're going to put it on the heat shield side first, and then go ahead and connect it to the throttle body. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and tighten down the coupler to the throttle body. You want to make sure you push this up against the stop right here. And we'll go ahead and tighten down the clamp here at the throttle body. Okay, and then we're going to take the tube now, push it in, and then tighten down the clamp at the intake tube here. Okay, next we're going to tighten down the coupler to the heat shield. We're going to go ahead and push this up against the heat shield first, and then go ahead and tighten down the clamp. Okay, now we're going to take the intake tube and push it into the heat shield, and we'll go ahead and tighten down the clamp now. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and reconnect the sensor. We're going to push it in till you hear it click, and then go ahead and push down the red locking tab. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and tighten down the anodized fittings. We're going to kind of aim it back towards this valve cover. Now we're going to go ahead and tighten down the passenger side anodized fitting. And you kind of want it clocking towards the valve cover. Okay. Now the kit's going to come with a new breather hose. You need to cut this into two separate pieces to put onto the anodized fitting to the valve covers. Okay, we got our hoses cut. We're going to go ahead and put the breather hose onto the passenger side valve cover first. Now we're going to go ahead and put on the hose clamp. And we'll slide it onto the anodized fitting. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and put on the driver's side one onto the valve cover first. And we're going to go ahead and connect it to the anodized fitting or clamp on. Okay. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and put on the air filter. Okay, that concludes our installation here on our new Delta Force performance intake for the 2014 and newer Chevy and GMC trucks and SUVs equipped with a 6.2 liter motor. Now the installation of this was real easy, only took about 25 to 30 minutes. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our Flowmaster YouTube channel, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.